Hello everyone, it's Matt here and welcome to February 2019's vlog. It's possibly slightly later than I intended, but nevertheless here we are. I'm officially 28 now. It was 10 hours and 28 years ago. I would have been 7 minutes old officially, so it's been a long way and been a long time coming. So obviously there's been chocolate money, plenty of cake, and it's sort of I've been doing YouTube for a while. I think I officially launched it in like later half of 2017, possibly earlier than that. I'm not entirely too sure, but there's more. There's always more coming, even if I don't make much progress on it. Which, sorry. Speaking of progress, the Brickmill Road freight cars. I have been making quite a lot of progress in them behind the scenes. The closest one to completion in terms of just being complete and ready to be shown off is probably the black gondola, which has had a little bit of a modification to the stock image, as you might call it. That is mostly complete in terms of the structure's complete. The deck is mostly there. There's just a few bits that need swapping out. The one side's complete. The other side just needs a few miscoloured parts swapping out, and then it's just decals, and then the underside and the bogie detailing, and then that one's done. But once the sides are done, I can then get the decals on, and then after that it's just the underframe and brake rigging and bogie detailing. So it's a lot easier once that's out of the way. The Reddish Brown gondola I've been working on, the first one, which will be the New Haven version, because it's not the Pennsylvania side, it's the ACF side, I think it is. That's got the sides mostly done. The frame needs a lot of parts swapping out because they're not in Reddish Brown because I've run out. So that needs to be sorted, which I'm kind of doing in some orders. But I'm making a lot of progress on certain bits, but again, it's just orders. And in actual fact, I have run out of black 1:1 plates, and there is some Bricklink orders here. These arrived literally about 10 minutes ago, so I can rip these open. I think it's this brown one that's actually from within the UK. Actually contains a good restock of the black elements I've actually run out of. So hopefully I can get some more models done on that and a bit more progress done. There won't be a BMR freight car update this month as far as I'm aware. If there is, it will probably be towards the end of the month. You probably find the next one will probably really be March, just so that everything can be finalised and maybe another order or two can arrive so I can get some more complete that way. And speaking of projects and freight car progress, some secret projects I've been working on have been making some progress, and one of them is not so secret, and Matt Mox on Instagram guessed it. It's actually a REA 50-foot reefer. Now it's actually my cover image on my personal profile on Facebook, so quite a few people have seen it, and I've shown it off in my local lug private group. It's physically, the body's about 85% complete. There's still a few bits and pieces to work on. The worst aspect of it so far is that the grab irons are the flag bearing element rather than the closed end variant, and they're not in the right colour. There was one bit on the end that's not complete, and then the roof is not complete either, so that needs a bit of work on it as well. And again, running out of parts. The reefer itself, once that's complete, I'll then be working on a reddish brown version, which possibly is not all that accurate, because there's so little photographic evidence of them, as far as I can see. But nonetheless, it's a nice contrast to have something that is passenger stock, if you like, even though it doesn't carry passengers. So I'm making some progress towards passenger related rolling stock instead of just focusing on freight. The other project is fairly close to body completion. The interior does need some work because one bit isn't held on properly. And that is the decals for that are actually in transit. They're being printed. They're done by OK Brickworks. There's the decals for that and another two for a personal project, which I've been sort of LDD'd and slowly gathering bricks for. So that those will be later on. The one is sort of like just needs a few bits and pieces on the exterior, and then it's just interior work and bogies. And the bogies are actually bricked out, if you like, so they're actually blocked out, but they just need some part swapping and wheels adding and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just need a little bit of work done. Moving on to gaming. I participated in the Tom Clancy The Division 2 closed beta and closed alpha. And while I can't go into specifics, the closed beta so much smoother and better than the closed alpha. The open beta I'm really looking forward to, and the Division 2 is probably a game I'm actually going to be getting at some point. Now, whether I look to do computer upgrades and possibly AMD doing a promotion for a free code that way, I'm not too sure. But I'm looking at the 3000 series and possibly getting one of those to replace my aging Series 1 CPU. But who knows? That's something to worry about in the future. And speaking of gaming, Hidden Folks is done as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to record some Life is Strange this week. Possibly not edit it this week, depending on how I feel. I will want to do some recording because, free time. I've got this week off work. So I'll want to do that sort of done. So I've got some recording done. Then I can edit it and upload it and get that out of the way. And then Life is Strange, Hidden Folks have been done. Life is Strange, it's probably going to be another 2 episodes. I'm probably not going to do the bonus episode, sort of like the farewell one. I'm just going to do the others, so it gets that done. And then a lot of the other gaming stuff, there's not really a lot to talk about. Overwatch, the Chinese New Year's finally ended. And although Chinese New Year, or the Lunar New Year, I should say, although that event has ended, that event ended, and then the Paris map has launched, and I have had a quick playthrough, and the first point is kind of okay, but the second point really favours defence as far as I'm concerned, and I can understand why, but at the same time, if you've got a Bastion, it's just like he can hide in a corner and you can't really get him. And it's one of those things where it's just like, well, that's not really very good gameplay if you just can park in a corner and just shoot everyone to death, and then because you've eliminated 2 of the attackers, it's Blizzard and map design always favouring choke points. Other than that, there's not really a lot to report. One thing I have been working on, and those of you on Instagram have seen this, is that the wall mounted storage I've got above my bed, or on the bed wall I should say, was originally intended to be just for minifigures and maybe a few bits of elements, evolved into just like food and that sort of stuff and windows and all manner of stuff. I'm consolidating that into just the 2 units. So there's 6 of the large and 1 of the small drawers left. Those will be actually being moved into other bits of storage soonish. So once those are out from that unit that's going to be taken off the wall, not disposed of, it's just going to be taken off and put into storage or something. And then what was there is actually where the shelf project, which I've talked about many months ago, it's actually going to be where I can do a little bit of scenicking for a little bit of a Lego train display. Probably not going to go for the display. I'm probably going to use it for storage and maybe a bit of like a workbench, is sort of like, this is what I'm working on, but leave it there. I can make some progress on that this week. So once that unit's gone, it's just taking out the screws and fixtures for the storage unit, putting the bracket in, and then just neatening everything up and putting that in the shelf and that sort of stuff. So that's really it for February. There's a lot of stuff working in the background, and glorious bricklink orders. But there's always there's something going on in the background, but not necessarily stuff I can actually show off. So that it kind of explains why there's not as much content as there was previously. But really, that's it for February's vlog. And while I remember, if you want your own BMR merch, you can go to brickmodelroad.com and get the t-shirts. I think these actually come in navy blue, which I've got, and black. I do prefer the navy blue because, to be honest, I've got quite a lot of black t-shirts. So that's it really for February, and I'll see you later.